welcome to episode 15 of the Ascertainers.
Wow, we're getting up there.
We really are. This episode will feature a guest who we will introduce in one half hot tick. First, we'll introduce Mark.
Hello, everyone.
That's Mark. This is Mark's idea, so blame him. I am Jim. Mark and I have been neighbors, or were neighbors, until I drove him off. But we were neighbors for about 20 years, and our guest is a neighbor that's lived in the neighborhood for how many years?
9 years now.
Long.
Yeah, wow.
Oh my God. Yeah, my new neighbor. Well, kind of. Anyway, that's Charlie. We'll get the full rundown on him. Last episode, we did this real kind of store-bought intro. I'm just going to pare it down. Welcome to the Ascertainers, your friendly digital oasis. I like how just drippingly creepy that is. So until you talk me off that's what we're going with.
Well, your voice is creepy, so it goes with it.
It is. I also have a frog or something that resembles one in my throat right now. So
you're the Buck Henry of this podcast.
Well, you know why? I can't. I thought we weren't going to talk about
Sorry.
stuff we talked about before. Son of a bitch. For anyone that knows who Buck Henry is, go to bed. Take your teeth out and go to bed because that's a pretty old reference. So yeah, let's talk to our guest, our third guest, technically.
Yes.
We've had two guests. Well, we've had guests on 3 episodes, but that's because my brother Jeff was on for a deuce. And if this goes well, we can do 2 tonight. But Charlie's getting the same pay. Charlie is our guest tonight. Charlie,
I'm well paid, yeah.
Oh, how's he coming through? I feel like he's pretty far from that mic, and usually you have to tell people to get right on her.
No, I think he's doing well.
Okay, well.
I think we're all not showing up on our lovely view screen here.
All right.
We're not very loud, so I don't know. It's something I did, so I'll fix it, though, later on.
I just remember the one time my brother was like, we had to, get him to talk, and then finally he did. But anyway, Charlie will probably tell us about himself or reveal parts of himself.
Not all the parts.
Phrasing, yes, yeah. In fact, put that back on. Okay, I changed my mind. But Charlie actually has a background in, what would you call it, broadcasting?
Yeah, broadcasting, yeah. After college, I worked in television for a couple of years.
Okay.
Yeah, in Duluth and Madison, I was in sports reporting and photography. A little in front of the camera, some behind the camera, a little bit of all of it.
Look at this.
Wow, a professional.
Got a real pro.
I wouldn't
Pro's
consider
pro.
myself a professional. That was a few years ago.
Mark, you should be getting real nervous right now.
I already am.
I know you bought the stuff, but this is my basement, and you don't live in the neighborhood anymore, so you better deliver on this particular
I'm taking
one.
the table with all the equipment home with me tonight.
This is my terrible table. Although, if you took the table, it'd be totally worth it. It'd be fine. I can't get rid of this table. So, all right. Well, so Charlie's going to join us and interject some of his awesomeness along the way. I have a little bit of intro music news. We have new music on the way.
Oh, we do.
I asked our local artist that donated his time and talent, and he said, yeah, we were just thinking about that. And we might get some actual like live band stuff as opposed. I think he did the last one kind of on a little computer kind of a thing.
Which was excellent to begin with.
Oh, I said, hey, we love what we got, but let's maybe expand the catalog a little bit.
Right, because we're getting up there into the big boy category of podcasts that maybe we have.
You want to go ahead and elaborate on that a little bit for us there?
Numbers going up?
Oh, yeah.
Well, they can't go down. But, we have 465 listens, I think.
We're in the 470s now.
Wow. How about that? Yeah. But it's not what you think. We have I think we have a consistent 20, between 20 and 30 listeners.
Plus, I've downloaded it myself 450 times. So.
Is that? Oh, so the other ones are me. Charlie's never heard it. So I go, what was your favorite part? And he said something about Joe Rogan. Or something. So. But yeah, so anyway, the band that is going to produce our new our new stuff, actually, they're starting to play out now. It's a new project. A bunch of guys that known each other for 10 years or whatever, but they have a show next Saturday, which will be tomorrow for whatever. These are always a week late. They're playing 7th Street, and I can't go because I got my festival that I'm involved with called Panaprog.
So what's the date that they play?
They play on Sunday the 15th.
Okay.
They open, so I mean they're not at all established. So
but 7th Street is a big gig.
Yeah.
Well, you got to kind of know you either got to know people or know what you're doing or buy the venue for the night to get that. But they've done neither of two of those three things. They haven't done. But anyway, no, they're good. They're kind of fun. It's always fun listening to a new combination of players to see what they'll come out with. But anyhow, we went to Newt's. We are now, Mark is a seasoned veteran of getting his free Newt's beer because you got two now.
I hope. I didn't look at my bill.
I'm sure you did, but just in case you didn't, I still did, so that doesn't much matter.
I think I got charged your beer, but
that's why it tasted so good. But no, we talked to the manager who, there was some neighbors in there, and we made sure that he went over and talked to Audie C and Audie C, a couple with the same first letter of their names. Well, that's weird. What's yours? C and
T. C and T.
T, yes. M and D and J and K. Okay, welcome back. Welcome back to Sesame Street. I decided to do that for myself.
Or would that be more electric company?
Fucking whatever. Anyway.
Sponsored by Newt's.
Is that Seals and Crofts?
No.
It's not. That's a band. But it's something Croft. Marty Croft?
Sid
and Marty
Croft, yeah.
Bang. Oh my God. This is how it happens. This is how it starts. Anyway, at Newt's, our neighbors were there, and I made sure that I go, hey, you better tell the manager that the ascertainer sent you, or I'm moving. And they did anyway. But so, yeah. So if you go to Newt's in Apple Valley, make sure you tell them the ascertainer sent you. Here's the Newt's promo. Newt's, because you got to eat. Go there. But we're all over the map now. He said that we said we did a real corporate one to Corey, the manager, and he said, yeah, I kind of like the ones that are
free-forming or free-flowing.
Drag on. I go, what about, he goes, if you swear in the middle of it, that's fine. That's not going to end the contract. But we like Newt's. Newt's is good. Popcorn, beer, sandwiches, great friendly staff. It's close to your house if you live in Apple Valley or the surrounding area. Or Rochester, but we don't get credit for that, so just go anyway. In fact, if you tell them the ascertainers sent you, maybe I'll go down there and get a free one once in a while.
And if you fly over from Germany, come to Apple Valley. And
come to my basement. We'll hang out. We'll get some Hocker Shore or some Pabst Blue Ribbon. It was one of those German beers.
Yeah, PBR.
PBR.
Isn't that right? Isn't that something like that? So, okay. I'm talking too much, Mark.
Oh, I would like to throw in that we also went and played golf again at Fountain Valley Golf Course. And just wonderful people out there, wonderful course. Too bad I played golf, and I lost again to Jim.
You know the best part, Charlie?
Yeah.
I wore this to the golf course.
Yeah,
he wore jeans and he beat me.
I golfed in jeans. I looked like a farmer. I felt like I was a greenskeeper, actually, for most of the round, but I was just having my way with Mark out there. I don't think I played that well. I think you just...
I'm quitting golf.
You got every bad bounce imaginable. So.
Oh, he would hit, and he would hit a tree like 5 times and just bounce right in the middle of the fairway.
Yeah. It's, you know what?
That's not how I play.
He was just so lucky.
It's because I have a little Lord in my heart, and you don't. Yours is a black.
Hole.
It looks like a banana's been sitting around too long, and he knows, and he's just telling you, come open there's a what is it? There's a door in your heart, but it only opens from the inside. So he wants to come into and have a relationship with you, and you just want to play shitty golf. That's how committed you are to this atheism. Mark don't believe in God. He also doesn't eat meat. So.
Oh, I'm not sure I support not eating meat.
But that's not a choice. Apparently, meat doesn't get along with Mark, and that's why.
It doesn't. It's for health reasons, not for saving the planet or PETA or anything like that.
So you hate animals.
I did see a T-shirt on the road on my trip. People eating tasty animals.
Yeah.
That's good. I support that.
Was it literally on the road, or were you saying,
right.
You were traveling.
I was traveling, and it was in like a Missouri gas station off the beaten path.
How about the most depressing thing in the road as we were coming home from Newt's? There were just a pair of size like nothing.
Yeah,
shoes
little
in the road.
Tiny shoes, like 3 inches long.
Baby shoes. Yeah.
Like they would,
right in the middle of the road.
Like they would have come off like a rear view mirror, that little. So that was weird.
That was.
Okay.
It was weird that you kept going forward and backing up over them.
Oh my word, boy! Oh, radio games.
Oh, before we go into that, I would like to go back to a couple episodes ago that we were talking about the people who passed away on that Titanic.
Yeah, and tragic. The PlayStation lead
Right. And
submarine.
like that, I was laughing too much at their deaths, and I shouldn't have done that.
Okay, I'll listen back. I was the one that gave no remorse for them because they volunteered for the mission and then it went bad. So
Right. But I said I feel bad, but then I was laughing, and it was like,
It went badly.
Bad.
Adjective.
Poorly.
Yeah. Shittily.
There you go. That's the one.
Moistily. Yeah, they got wet. But they probably just, boom. It was,
It was just an observation. I just thought.
So you now, after playing golf as bad as you did, are going to start finding, anyway, okay. So you thought you laughed too hard about that. I didn't laugh at it, but I also didn't feel bad about it because.
I did.
What about
laugh.
you, Charlie? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I didn't write any of the memes on the internet, but I saw them all.
And you didn't turn away.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry, man. People die every day.
Not sure I would have signed up for that after I saw the inside.
If I knew you, like, as a friend, and you went down in it, I'd feel bad you were gone, but I wouldn't go like, oh my God, how did that happen?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I can't believe that happened.
Too soon.
Are you guys surprised that they shut down Operation now?
What
The
operation?
company?
No. Oh, surprise,
You
surprise.
think?
Yeah, they said we probably shouldn't do this
They've
anymore.
got no more financial
Oh, I thought you were
backers.
going to throw a joke in.
No, I wasn't. Don't
we're-
laugh.
the
Don't laugh.
The finances are underwater. We gotta shut this thing down. We were poised for explosive growth, but it didn't. It went south.
Implosive growth.
Our growth is
there you
tanked.
Sorry.
Too soon.
Too soon.
Is that what you had? Did you have anything else for last episode?
That was it. Other than I was going to bring up last episode,
Yes.
I was too close to the mic and I was breathing like a 90-year-old man, which I'm getting
Well,
pretty close.
At least you're breathing then.
I was. So Jim wasn't
You know how
dialing 911.
you know how stressful it is to walk down a flight of stairs. I mean, that's it. If you're getting winded from walking downstairs, I'm worried about you. After this episode goes.
That was it. Anything
Okay.
for you last episode?
I thought it was pretty good actually. I think that they're getting. I said it was pretty tame, but otherwise I liked it. So
Come on.
there
The
wasn't-
elephant in the room, the last 3 minutes of that episode, you're not going to mention anything about
the Marklaughlin group.
Yeah.
I put it on the write-up to that episode that it was the one and only episode of that.
Oh.
So yeah,
Did you listen to the last one?
Not the last one, no.
yeah.
Oh.
I'm not caught up, but I've listened to some.
Do yourself a favor. Don't.
Yeah, if you cut out the last 4 minutes, you'll be fine.
I think just do this. Just like as you're going like to bed, just turn it on. Put the volume to mute. We'll still get credit for the listen.
It's funny that how painfully bad it is. So
Can I put it on repeat? Does that help?
Yeah,
The
I'm not
numbers?
sure. I'm not
The
sure.
nude sponsorship?
they do that in prisons.
Yeah.
What?
They put the repeat of that Marklaughlin group thing
And
just to punish the
because you know about
prisoners.
prisoners, or
as
you
they're
think that would be a
waterboarding?
good torture?
It's a torture,
Okay.
psychological torture.
All right. Well, tell you what, there, pal.
You come up with a game, you
Well,
bastard.
Oh my God! How'd you know I was going to say that exact thing? No, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of what's that called?
Moxie.
Gumption?
No, when you expose yourself. What is that called?
Uh,
Not like that. No, hold on. Rephrase. When you
12 years in prison.
so when you open up your soul, anyway, I'll think of it later. I'll think of it probably 2 episodes from now. Oh, the one thing I know is that in listening to the episodes, I get so damn excited sometimes, and I talk so fast. And I apologize. I can't even understand myself, and I'm the one who said it sometimes. So I'll work on that too. I'll try to chill the F out a little bit here.
When you listen to podcasts, do you listen at real time, though, or do you speed it up?
What do you mean?
Well, in the app for podcasts, you can click how fast the audio plays. So, I listen to podcasts at almost 2 times the speed.
This is our guy. This is our
So then you wouldn't even notice if
broadcast
you're talking
professional.
fast.
Well, no, then it would be 4 times too fast. I mean, that would sound like one of the chipmunks, probably.
Is that like
All right.
Rick Moranis in Ghostbusters? He goes, "Oh, I just did a 20-minute workout, but I did it on fast forward, so it only took me 10 minutes."
100%, yeah.
That's pretty good, Rick Moranis to boot.
Thank you.
How many people know Rick Moranis? You know who Rick
Oh,
Moranis
yeah,
is?
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
Yes.
Ghostbusters.
Also, you know where he kind of broke
Second
out?
City.
Oh,
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we
Not
were worried.
that much younger than
Charlie was worried that 9 years in neighborhood. I thought you were only 10 years old. How's that? Charlie was worried that musically he wouldn't be able to, fit in because he is a quite a bit younger than us, I think. Put it this way.
Well, younger than you.
I got it. My oldest kid is 31.
Well, I'm older than him.
Okay, well that's good. But your oldest kid is like 20 years younger than my...
Yeah, my oldest kid is 9.
Okay, well, that would edit that out. Say he's 34. He's kidding.
92. I'll say his kid's
where will we go with this? Music. See, I did one of my other things. I talk too fast.
Oh, we were talking about how he wouldn't fit in. He didn't think he would fit in with us old people, but...
Oh, the Second City reference. Thank you. See,
he gets right in
there.
there.
It takes a sec. But yeah, I grew up, and it might even be in there, the Great White North album. Are you familiar?
I can't say that.
Okay, so do you remember the Great White North skit on Second City TV? It was Bob and Doug McKenzie.
No. Oh, Bob and Doug. Yeah, I've seen the movie.
Oh, Strange Brew. Yes.
Yeah,
oh,
yep.
What a
there.
classic
That is.
movie.
You are in a very small demographic that has seen that movie. Well, they had an album too. It came out when I was in high school, and it's probably like smooth because I listened to it so much. Honestly, those guys are so fucking funny.
Yeah, Strange Brew was a great movie.
And
Spaceballs.
Oh, talk to him.
Oh, well, yeah.
Do you like Spaceballs? I never got Spaceballs. I don't know why. I don't even know why, because I like Rick Moranis is in that too, right?
I haven't seen it for 20 years.
But he was the best in it. I mean, every one of his parts were... He stole the show.
Yeah, nailed it. And
He
then
did.
left to take care of his family. That's why he left showbiz.
Didn't he get beat up also lately?
Possibly.
That was
but I know he
either
left to take
him-
care of his kids.
It was either him, Martin Short, or Dana Carvey. I
It was
Rick Moranis.
him. He was on the streets, and somebody came up and cold cocked
Oh,
him.
geez.
Yeah, Canada's getting squirrely, like Minneapolis is.
Oh,
I just saw a thing.
Not enough guns in Canada.
Well, that's what I hear. I hear you can't buy one. We have a neighbor that you might know because of a business transaction you had with him, but turns out he's Canadian. Did you know that?
Well, what are you talking about?
Well, no. I said, hey, I got a thing coming up early August. I want you to, be there for it. And he's like, well, let's see, on the 27th or whatever, I have to get my citizenship. I'm like, dirty Canadian.
Is that people who...
What way are you pointing, man? I think it would be that way.
But
Yeah, you know them from a business transaction. Do you want me to?
well, I could the army man that fell out of the tree or someone.
Yeah, okay, that or I was gonna say I think you're talking about
Mm.
who might have fallen out of a tree. That would explain a lot if that had happened. Oh, Audie M. Sorry, yeah.
I will take care of that.
Let's do the radio game. We did though talk a little bit about some movie stuff since we just had the Bob and Doug. Actually, you want to just talk about we talked about kind of the Judd Apatow movies because
Yeah, we did.
you brought up a line from Forgetting Sarah Marshall. Do you remember the line?
I don't know. Oh no, it wasn't a line. It was more the movement. Get closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Closer to the camera. Back off the camera. Get closer to the camera.
Was that Bill Hader in the background?
Yeah, and his wife. And he's.
Yes.
I know what you're doing.
Bill Hader, and I know this is maybe a cancelable offense now, but when he does he does a little bit of a Native American homage in that same scene.
Well,
He's talking about Hawaii. And he's talking
it's
about,
a hula. Hey.
Yeah, he's doing.
He
Yeah,
goes
he mistakes hula for whatever. Bill Hader still. He's on the list.
Classic. He's in a lot of the Judd Apatow movies.
He is.
Played a cop in Superbad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Superbad. That was just on, Superbad is turning into, I think, the grown-ups. Like, every time in Shawshank, every time you turn the TV on, it's like, oh, there it is, Superbad.
But Superbad's kind of turning into maybe your era of Animal House.
A little bit, but it was set to be high school kids, so it's a little different.
Right, but I mean, it's just something that you could relate to when you were in high school,
Sure.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I got notes upstairs for this to back it up. And if I go upstairs, up 4 flights of stairs and come back down,
Then he'd be breathing
I'll
heavy
either
like I did.
be breathing heavy, dead, or the episode has been over for a half hour. But
No, go ahead. Go.
I heard, or popped into my head, hopelessly devoted to you, from my favorite guilty pleasure movie, Grease. And I was like, I wondered, how old was Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta? Excuse me, how old were Olivia Newton-John and John Travolta?
There was an age difference there, about 15 years.
But they were playing high school seniors.
Right.
I know that Travolta was younger, and I know his age. Do you want to guess how old Travolta was?
He was 34.
34. He was like 23. He was pretty close. Olivia Newton-John, on the other hand, I think was 26. 25. I think 26 when it came out. But so let's say she was 25 when.
Oh, I thought she
filmed
was older than that. I thought she was,
Yeah,
pushing 30.
Well, it was in 78, man. It was. Well, that is pushing 30. 25, 26. You know how numbers work, Mark? The closer you get to, anyway. Yeah. Okay.
So, like, I'm pushing 80. You're 60. You know how numbers work. You're pushing 80.
Even if we did the math on dog years, you're still fucking old, dude. So just know that either way you hack it, you're either the oldest person ever or you're pretty old.
Do anybody in the neighborhood give him as much grief as he gives everybody else?
Oh, yeah, he gets a lot of grief, yeah.
Okay.
Especially when he earns it.
And I like
when he's not there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, then,
What's said behind his back?
I am sure that happens. No, they are not at all. And I when I introduce myself to him, I'm like, hey, man, I'm kind of going to be your dickhead neighbor that... So the one guy still calls me Dickhead Jim. And I'm like, hey, how you doing?
See, you steal everyone's thunder by doing that.
Well, you introduced yourself that way.
Yeah.
Not to me, but yeah.
I didn't. You only got to do it once.
Doesn't mean I don't call you that.
It's like when you go to jail, you only got to punch one guy, right? Yeah. So, no, but yeah, they
the little kids come up in the neighborhood. Hey, Dickhead Jim, how are you?
Well, the truth be told, tonight's guest, we originally approached Audie A. Yeah.
I'll get rid of it.
I think we'll be fine. Oh, cool. You'll do that? What if I said something like, I kind of want to say something really controversial right now.
Go ahead. I leave everything else in.
Epstein
I get rid of the names. So
Epstein didn't kill himself. Anyway, okay.
But you don't
He's
care
your
that
friend.
we use
He's
your name.
friend. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your address.
Yeah. Across the street from Dickhead Jim.
Well, so we originally had, the neighborhood is kind of split among people that were here right when all the houses were being built. And then, like, just south of me, there's very few originals. So that part has kind of turned over more.
Yeah, it turned over.
Although, Audie CP, he's a totally made guy. When I came over after the grad party, and I was sitting next to him, and we left at the same time, and I hear noise coming out of Audie M's garage on the south side of the cul-de-sac. And I'm like, I'll wander over there and see what these, yutzes are doing. And Audie C is there, and he's like holding court. He's hanging and banging.
Does he hang often, or was that...
Not often. That was one of the first times, but we all know him. He's a great guy, yeah.
Yeah, he is a great guy.
He is. In fact, I'm a little upset how great a guy he is, because, then I got to kind of try to up my game.
If you ever need to borrow a tool, he's got it. You can't think of a tool that he doesn't have.
Working.
Well, right.
Yeah,
and he's cool with that?
Yeah.
Oh,
if you return it.
He seems like the kind of guy he's probably got a bag of 10mm sockets.
See, that's why I had to
he's
move.
got the names on the wall just in case you don't return it. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Oh, really? God, that'd be a smart thing to do. No, I can't think of... He's a fairly serious guy.
Yes.
But he always has been. But he's also pretty fun. But yeah, I mean, he's like... I'm fortunate to know enough people where it's like, I can't say anything bad about this guy. And I got a handful. You're not one of them. But anyway...
hey, he's my curling partner.
Oh, I've been curling before.
Yeah, we're on a curling team together.
Nice. Where? St. Paul?
No, right downtown Lakeville.
Okay.
Sorry, that's something on one of the Smartless episodes. Did you see the one with curling on it yet?
No, are they slamming it?
Dude, you're gonna laugh your ass off. They're watching. So you know what Smartless is?
Yeah, the podcast.
So they have a thing on. It's on HBO Max, which is like, I don't know. It's kind of it's not on
one
regular
of the
HBO.
apps,
Yeah, you got to buy it. But anyway, they did a tour, and they went to like 6 or 7 cities. And they just kind of followed them along, they're during the day and kind of shit like that. But it's the Olympics are on during this time, and somehow a curling reference comes on, and they show the TV, and there's a guy just getting rid of the stone, and Jason Bateman kind of coaches is it a rock? What do they call it? A stone or a
stone.
Rock? He coaches it in, and he is spot on. I'm not going to wreck it, but.
Oh, he does like a play-by-play.
No, he does what like one of the teams.
He sweeps?
He gives instructions. Yeah. He's like,
riveting curling talk.
I can't do it, but I'll throw it on after this, and you'll be able to see. It is for curling. He made it just. I mean, for me. I mean, maybe the average person would be like, what's wrong with him? But if you've got any curling in your blood, which probably a lot of our listeners do, because they're probably almost all from Minnesota. Although there's just so many cities. We're in like 50-some cities.
We are.
In a couple of countries. Germany. Come on, man.
Canada.
Get with it. Let us know who you are. You're starting to scare us. So, radio game. I don't know how we're going to do this, Mark. You're going to have to unplug me, I think. Or I just got to put it on softly.
Oh, my goodness. Can I do that for...
What?
Once I plug you, just not plug you back in?
Leave them off for the rest. Yeah.
We're trying not to burp. We're trying to be a better man. Okay. Our guest, Charlie, has CCR, Steve Miller Band, and Van Halen. All quality picks.
They are.
I just thought of one that's going to be. Mark went with Meatloaf, and we have to spread things out. You have to give people credit for anything they're in. So Meatloaf sang on a few Ted Nugent songs too. So I'll give you Meatloaf and all of Ted Nugent's catalog.
Wow.
But I think he's pretty well canceled.
And I didn't give you last time.
Well, it didn't matter. So
no.
But I remember it. I wrote it down.
Well, I did give you Deep Purple the second time, but you didn't take it.
I didn't take it.
Go ahead.
I didn't take it because I want to win
I digress.
Like a winner. And then Gary Wright, the Boston comedian. I went with Molly Hatchet. I went with an all-female theme. Molly Hatchet, who's a girl. Hart, and then Stevie Nicks and all associated acts. She's in some other band, too. I forget what it is. So, how are we going to do this? Should I just turn the thing on softly? It won't pick it up. And I also hear other podcasts are freaking playing Pink Floyd.
Yeah, but once we hit it big, we can get sued, and then they take all our money.
I don't want to see if that happens.
I think we're just right on the cusp.
How great would it be for
right
a lawsuit to show up on the front door?
No shit. Yeah, we're just going to put it on in the hopes that, what do they say? There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Seconds can't be bad.
Yeah. You know it's going to be a commercial. So I'm just going to put it on.
Okay.
Can I won't fucking hit anything. I'm getting winded.
So Charlie, you're more the 90s music.
Well, yeah. I would say as far as what I listen to, even today, I don't listen to new stuff. I'll listen to classic rock.
Or
classic rock, 90s rock, alternative. Yep.
We'll go back to it. Def Leppard.
No winners tonight.
Not yet. We'll do this as long as we have to.
So do you do any like 80s music?
A little bit. I know a bit, for sure.
Well, I went down that rabbit hole of watching videos the other night.
Let's do this. First album you bought, first concert. You remember?
I can tell you both. The first cassette tape I bought
there you go
was Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer.
Like on the same
same day at Best Buy.
Oh, but two different cassettes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
wow.
My
Look
dad,
at you, a little gangster Charlie.
Yeah.
Gangster Charlie, MC Hammer.
And I was threatened with, if I hear any of this language, the tapes get returned.
Which one? Ice?
Either. Just if you're
MC Hammer.
No, he wasn't a dirty rapper, but just in general, he said if I hear any bad language, my dad was going to blame it on music.
I met your dad.
Yeah.
Your dad's a cool dude.
Yeah.
So the Vanilla Ice one, was there anything other than the Ice Ice Baby? Was there anything
that was worth listening to? No.
Yeah.
Not at all.
But
MC Hammer there's a couple different tracks on this cassette that were worth it at that time.
Well, Jim's wearing the pants. They're just a jean version of the fat pants.
The Hammer pants.
Don't even start Zuba. Mark, when's the last time? Do you still own Zubas?
No, my wife threw them out.
Yeah, but you
when I was on a trip.
So I've known Mark for 24 years. I'll push it 23 anyway. And I think for about the first 20 years you wore the same outfits. Now you could wear a uniform for work, which you'll be able to say what your occupation was in August apparently.
Oh, they're coming to an end.
I feel like it's going to be a dishwasher.
It is.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I feel like it's dishwasher. But anyway, he didn't have to wear his own. You had uniforms, so you didn't have to have your own clothes. But there was a couple of sweaters that were literally like a couple of the red fleece. You still got the red fleece?
Yes.
You were very frugal with your clothing.
I keep everything. I still got everything you're talking about, other than what my wife throws away after a while.
She tossed the Zubas. How about the Chevrolet Tracker? You want to talk about that?
Oh, I never had the Tracker.
What'd you have? What was that called?
The Samurai? Or no, the
Suzuki Samurai.
Sidekick.
So, this is...
It was a 4-door Samurai.
We have to delay this conversation because it had to do with your work. There was wasn't there like a badge of honor among your other dishwasher friends, like who could drive the shittiest car, when you had to drive it to the restaurant?
Right.
I'm trying to throw them off the trail there.
But
right?
I was taking bushes out of.
Do you like that clue?
That was good.
I can hurt my own.
You're killing charades.
Of one of the neighbors across the street with my old Sidekick.
Yeah.
And I had the thing for years. I put it in 4-wheel drive to pull out their bushes.
Oh, Audi R.
No, next door to them.
Audi S? Or last
H.
name S? Oh, yeah, okay.
And
Audi T and J.
yes, and so we're pulling out those bushes. It was one of those evergreens that are like the roots go everywhere.
Low to the ground, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm pulling it out. The car's working overtime because it's 90 horsepower out of that engine. And I don't know, were you with me or no? It must have been. He goes, "What the hell is that smell?" It was like a dead fish in the center console. My 4-wheel drive was just burning up.
Now I'm curious. Oh, it was your 4-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Was it a dead fish like
So
Grumpy Old Man?
I sold. Unfortunately, I sold it to someone.
You sold that?
Like Greg Brady.
Sure.
I gave it to Greg Brady type. If you remember the Brady Bunch, he bought an old car that was broken down. And
Was there a lesson? Did Mike, the architect, dad?
the dad probably said, you probably.
That's what you
Cavia emptor. No, was it that buyer beware? Is that? No, that.
I think so. I think that's what that is, isn't it?
Sure.
You went to one of those fancy colleges?
I went to one of the colleges.
Take any Latin?
Not a lot of Latin. Can't say that I remember.
In
much of that.
Minnesota?
Southern Minnesota.
So you and the other guy in the cul-de-sac went to
the same school,
higher education.
We did.
I went down the road from there.
We went our wives as well.
Both your wives, too?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How about that? How about them apples? You like apples?
I do.
You like Good Will Hunting?
Yep. How do you like them apples?
Matt Damon was one of the guests. Yeah. Got her number. Matt Damon was a guest on Smartless on the live stuff, the televised stuff.
Is he funny?
I think he might. Go with the one on the ice there. There's some there. It's a little floating.
I can give you one of my warm ones.
No, Matt Damon. He was introduced as like the nicest guy in show business, and then as you're watching him, I think he might be. He just is. He is infectious with his enthusiasm for other people's successes. That was pretty cool. So he's kind of like the opposite of you, Mark.
Wow. So
is this how we boost ratings? We pump up other podcasts?
He does that a lot.
We did that last. Did you hear that?
He puts plugs in for everyone but us.
But us? You gonna edit that out? Anyhow, I promote the crud out of us, but I can't really promote it while it's on.
But
anyone who's listening right now, you should be doing is listening to the ad. See, they're already doing it. You get it?
Well, they're listening at Newts.
So now that we're here,
we should do another Newts promo.
No, before we do that,
have you been to Newts?
I have. Beer's cold.
What'd you like about it? What was your? What do you remember? What you had?
I had the fish tacos. Delicious.
Nice.
Yeah. We only went there once. Yep.
Was it the wintertime?
No, it was about 6 weeks ago.
Okay, so you wore a short sleeve shirt.
I usually wear short sleeve shirts.
Yeah.
I run hot.
Yeah, you run hot, but if you ever are eating a fish taco in a long sleeve shirt, just remember these words: "You fucked up," because you're going to get juice down to the elbow, and now that shirt's got to go. If it's a dry clean only situation, if it's wool, suede. I see what this guy wears. He's a fashionable fella.
Yeah, right.
So he had Charlie liked the fish tacos. Mark's had the fish tacos. Have you ever had fish tacos?
I have.
Usually get the fish sandwich. Tonight you had a grilled cheese. I went with the monthly special, or the whatever they call it, the chicken bacon ranch sandwich, and delightful. Newts, Apple Valley. Go there. Don't forget to tell them
the ascertainer sent you.
Thank you. You want to do the thing? Boop 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 boop. I think that thing is. It's on the cut. We either got to do it or don't.
Well, I did. I did.
We're very selective.
I didn't give a.
On the last few, you omit the boop boop thing.
Oh.
And I think that's where the money is. Sort of the gravitas of the whole thing. What are we at there in the thing?
Before that, I want to say to give you time to grade what's happening here tonight.
Just or in general, or all nights.
Just let it rip.
What should we do more of, less of?
Or just what are your impressions?
My impressions is that you guys have known each other a little bit, so you certainly get along pretty well. It's not your first rodeo. If I had to grade the podcast, are we using letter grades? Or are we doing out of 100?
Do like crocodile, giraffe. Do like how they did it on.
You call this a knife?
On Arrested Development. I'm not sure what that reference is.
I don't know.
You said crocodile, so I just.
Oh, Crocodile Dundee. Yes, keep going. See, you fell into the trap. You fell into the ascertainers.
Yeah,
ADHD. It's like, what was I talking about again?
Don't let us distract you.
Charlie, when'd you get here? So, what are things that have you've thought, throw that away, or things that are, hey, that one was pretty funny? What do you have any? You don't have to. I mean,
no, I can't think. I think it's good to have the consistent things like you're doing the radio game. I think that's good. Something to tie each episode together.
Okay.
And do you like our frustration with the game, or is that part of it?
How KQ is always on commercial?
Commercial, and
Yeah.
we can.
And they play a lot of the same songs over and over and over again, but just so does every other radio station.
We're going to go back to this. So Mark has some friends of his kids listen, and they're like, oh, the best part is when you guys just totally get on each other. You know,
Yeah.
it's like Mark doesn't like to like lecture, or because we're not that interesting independently, but when we start going after, it's like watching puppies play. You know, oh, he's got it by the balls. Theoretically.
But I think the lack of structure is good because then you're just having a conversation with your friend.
Exactly.
And that's the point of the podcast. Like if I'm listening to anything, it's like you just kind of want to feel like you're in the room with them.
Oh, that is exactly what I was going for. I'm glad, man, that you put it perfectly. That was my whole idea about this, that I wanted listeners to think they were in here with us.
Yeah. It's not fake. You're just being real. The nonsense, the BS, it's all good.
Well, thank you for that.
Are you fucking kidding me? No, just kidding. I'm trying to fuck with you.
You're like in the top 30
That
podcasts
is-
on my phone.
That's
How many do you have? 30
31.
or 29?
we're on the top 30 podcasts on my phone. I don't even have anyway. No, I was joking with you. That's cool because that's literally what we're not trying to compete with the major players, but you figure there's someone out there. I'd like to think of the guy who's had just kind of a less than great week. Is it?
Nope.
Okay. Who's had like a crappy week, and you can crack a beer and throw in a pot pie and listen to us, and we can give him a reason to smile. So, how much time we got? Because I want to do a rating game one more time.
We got a couple minutes, but while you're doing that,
Yeah.
I want to ask our guest about your music.
Yeah.
So, did you come up with anything you wanted to talk about tonight?
I didn't have any music stories. No, I just wanted to go with the flow and see what you guys were talking about and where I can fit in music-wise. I mean, I think music, what I usually listen to is a lot of the 90s alternative, maybe a little bit of some old hip-hop. 8 tracks. We got a Kiss 8-track here.
That's
I used to ride my dad's car that had the 8-track player.
nice.
Well, you did your first ones you bought, but you
Yeah.
didn't do your first concert.
The first concert or the best concert?
Both.
Both,
Okay.
yeah.
First concert. My first concert was
The Wiggles.
The Backstreet Boys.
Oh, wow.
So when it was in high school, and I think
Good night.
Yeah, good night. Right? I know.
I can tell you right now,
I got free tickets, and I went with the ladies.
this is an honest man because
So-
who would fucking
Who-
unless it was
who would-
worse.
Oh,
Yes.
you were going
Okay,
for
yes.
a certain reason.
There was some giant summer concert at Canterbury that they backed out of, or it got canceled. I don't know. Either way, they came back to the Target Center, and so everybody who went to the summer concert got free tickets. Well, I wasn't going to the summer concert, but all these girls, me and my buddy Matt went to high school with, had tickets, and so they gave us the extra tickets, and so we went to the concert with them.
Right.
There you go. That's a good enough asterisk.
Why'd you join the Communist Party? For a girl.
Yeah, I followed the girls. So
Okay,
that's
now
why
the-
I went. Now
the best
I never
one.
bought or owned anything Backstreet Boys related.
Do you know what that girl's doing today? Were you sweet on her?
I know what one of the girls is doing today. Yeah,
Were you sweet on her, or was this just a girl?
yeah
you
I
knew?
think so. That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing happened, but
All right.
yeah, I tried. I went to Backstreet Boys, so I put in a good effort.
In your mind, though, did anything happen?
That's like I've seen a guy like sweep someone off a train track that didn't put in more effort than a Backstreet Boys concert.
So the best concert.
The best concert, I think, me and my wife were in Washington State, and we went hiking on Rainier, and I couldn't tell you the name of the outdoor amphitheater that they have outside of Seattle, in between Seattle and Rainier, but it's a big one, and it's in some shit town. But Steve Miller Band and Journey were there.
Oh.
And so when we were coming home at like 6 o'clock, everybody was lined up to go in the parking lot. So we just pulled in the parking lot. We didn't have tickets. We had a bottle of wine or two. In
Oh,
the
you
vehicle.
like what do you call that? When you jump in at intermission, there's a phrase for that.
Yeah. So we sat in the parking lot.
second acted or third acted or something.
Yeah.
And
Yep. So we sat in the parking lot and listened to Journey and Steve Miller Band, and then.
do you have like sodies in the car with
Oh
you?
yeah,
or
we
anything?
had a couple bottles of wine. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Were you dating?
Journey was terrible.
Who was singing for Journey at the time?
This was 10 years ago.
So was
So was the
Yeah, it's
Filipino.
10, 15 years ago. So
So it wouldn't have been Steve Perry 10 years ago.
No, it would have been before the new guy that they found.
I think it was before that guy.
Okay.
Yeah. It was kind of in between, and they were
But they
not
were rough?
good.
Was it because of the vocals?
No, they just weren't good. And then Steve Miller Band showed up, and they were amazing.
Kicked the shit out of it?
Just destroyed it.
From
yeah.
Madison, Wisconsin, right?
Yep, I used to work there. Yeah,
He's
Oh, at that station or what?
yeah, at the TV station in Madison. Yep.
Okay.
Steve Miller is. I love almost everything he does,
Okay.
especially his older stuff. That's kind of out there.
I worked at a restaurant in Mankato when I went to school there because I couldn't go to the other school up the road. And
He's like getting sick.
I was going to school. I was going to school, and my buddy got me a job at this place called the Albatross, which used to be kind of that's where the Vikings would hang out when they had training camp there and get in all kinds of trouble and crud. But I was a dishwasher. I'll just say it right now. But that got me like the ability to get into the Tross whenever I wanted, and I could park there for when I went to school, or the few days I went to school. Anyway, the kitchen manager, when Steve Miller would come on, would lose his mind because he hated how Steve Miller wrote songs, about how he would kind of bend a word to make. I mean, if you really listen to some of Steve Miller's lyrics, the tunes are great. They're great songs. The Book of Dreams is one of my favorite albums ever. But like, anyway, if you listen to like his hits, there are certain words that are just like, you can't say it, but you can't hang on to that note for so long that you just forget that it doesn't rhyme with the other shit.
Right. And
Anyway, glad you like the show.
It was about the story and the ambiance. It's not about like Steve Miller
True.
Band. They're not my favorite band of all time. But
That's
it
true.
was just the
Was
whole
this?
story behind it.
Were you guys married, dating? What
We were
was
married.
that?
Yeah,
You were
We've been
okay.
married 15 years now.
But was that pre-kid?
It was pre-kids.
There you go. Okay.
It was pre-kids.
A little difference there, isn't it? When you
Were you on vacation out there, or do you live out there?
She had a work thing out there, and I just tagged along. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's how I saw Roger Klein and the Peacemakers accidentally on a work trip that my wife tagged along in Denver. Denver. It's good. You got to look into Roger Klein and the Peacemakers, man. Do you know the Refreshments? Do you remember them at all?
I know the refreshments. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's now what they're called, Roger Klein and the
okay,
Peacemakers.
sure.
So yeah, gonna do. There was a commercial last time. I'm gonna do a real quick one. We're out of time, aren't we?
We are.
We should think about doing 2 of these because we got cold beer.
Right.
If Charlie's cool.
Whatever you guys need.
No, yeah, it's been very good, and
32, 800.
I think we can delve more into what you like to listen to also, because it's good to get a. You know, we're always talking about old music, and
Sure.
All right.
you know,
Let's wrap this one up and cook another one
Yeah.
real quick here. So how do you do that?
I don't know what
You're in charge of
is this
wrapping
a
up.
podcast? I don't know what's going on.
All right, we'll see you next week on episode whatever the F
16.
that is.
Next is 16.
Charlie.
Listen.
Charlie's like a rain man over here with the numbers. Anyway, thanks for listening. Germany, call us.
Yeah, talk
India,
to us on ascertainers@gmail.com.
The Ascertainers
The
at gmail.com.
ascertainers@gmail.com.
Maybe it's because we don't speak German. They don't understand any of this. Should we start doing it in German?
no, because
What you meant was 9. All right, that's all the German I got. Okay, everybody.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks,
See you.
Will.
Bye.